Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. You now have a real choice. You can vote UIC with Mr. Joseph L. Patterson as the leader who stood up and went to jail for us. After 78 years of the coup, it's time for something and someone truly new. Mr. Joseph L. Patterson and the UIC will abolish the corrupt system and make Jamaica a safe, clean, and orderly true republic so we can live, earn, and retire with dignity in our own country.
So, my friends, here's another example of the many potholes that are affecting us in the Braes River Division of Northeast St. Elizabeth. This is one of the roads leading from Elam to Georges Valley over here. You see the thoroughfare. This is what it looks like. In one area, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potholes, 7 as the road is eating away. Hopefully we can get these addressed very quickly before it becomes any worse. Very difficult to drive here. You'll see more as we drive out here. Alright, so we're standing here today with a gentleman that I just met a while ago, but I thought I just met. I met him before, but didn't know. But he looked familiar. And I walked up here and shook his hand and I said to him, "We better already look." And him say, "Yeah man, we meet right here, so tell me."
Yes, I gave my signature when the party is coming to me.
Yes, so he's one of 1,300 persons back in 2018 who signed the declaration document to say they would like the UIC to exist as a party in Jamaica. So he's one of 1,300 persons. You are a hero, so congratulations. You've made history. What's your name?
Everton Williams.
Everton Williams. Everton Williams signed that document, one of 1,300 Jamaicans, to make the United Independence Congress Jamaica's third official political party. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, my dear. My name is Joseph Patterson. Your name is? First name only. First name only.
Althea.
Okay, nice to meet you, Althea. I heard you have a question for me. What's your question?
I want to know why this is not showing any of the
Very good question. So, after studying them for so many years, they've been in office now since 1944, so 80 years. I realized that they were created to divide our people and distract our people and allow a few people to extract the wealth of our people. If you notice, Jamaica has about 10% of us having 90% of the wealth, and 90% of us are living on only 10%. How did that happen? It happened by these two parties facilitating others to control our economy while the majority of the people are left out of it. And so I couldn't bring myself to joining them. So even though my mother was strongly involved in one, very involved, and I saw the child coming up, I personally couldn't bring myself to vote for any of them. You know, I know that they brought guns into the country, they gave our young men guns, they created garrisons, they created guns, they gave them government contracts. They protected them, many of them were lawyers and protected criminals. So I couldn't bring myself to join them. And I wanted to vote, so I had to create a party so I could vote, and others like me who want a true Jamaica, one Jamaica where we're together and the economy works for all of us. And that brought me to this point where 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I started working on this, and finally we're here today, where it's still bearing fruits. So what do you think about that answer? Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, in a sense.
So you have seen many elections over your lifetime, and you have heard many promises made by politicians. Do you have confidence in them after seeing them now? I mean, it's 80 years, you'll probably live for about maybe 30 or 40. But over the course of this 80 years, are you confident that they'll do what they say that they will do?
One,
If you're confident in one of them. And what gives you that confidence?
because I see the work.
You see the works. So, give me one example of one of the works that you've seen. Just one. That you feel good about. I don't want to put you on the spot, by the way. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't want to answer, but
No problem.
I see the work.
Right. So I want to point out something to you. These two have been in office now for 80 years. 80 years. Forget about which one you prefer, but together they've been there for 80 years. So they've had enough time to create a Jamaica that you and I can be proud of. Are you proud of the Jamaica that they have created over that 80 years?
The thing is, remember, if there are new leaders coming, so they are trying to make a change from the errors that their forefathers have made. I said I have to give them a chance. I can't put the 80 on the present leader.
So this is the same story they've given us over the 80 years, but they keep telling us that this new leader is going to do the job. But it's still the same organization.
Because people think, say, because we are get this road here, is a privilege.
Yeah,
But I know,
yeah,
me are 70 now.
Right.
Me are about 71
Yeah.
this year, I mean. And me know, say, this is not a privilege. This is a right for the people.
Yeah.
This should have done Brian and Michael and Siaga days.
yeah.
You see, a long time way back when, and each one of them come, them promise and promise. And when them do come and start something, them drag it out and make people have a squeal and ball and holler before anything can be properly done. Wonder!
Ah, you that Rasta.
Yeah, man.
So it's two organizations, right?
Same organization, different strategy, different approach.
But the end result is the same. If you look at it over the 80 years, what do you see? Crime continues to go up. The majority continues to be poor. The education system continues to fail the majority of the students.
Crime is not just a party problem.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying they. That's why I said both of them. They have had a chance to just take Singapore, for example. Singapore got independence at the same time as us in 1965. We got in 62. They got it 3 years later. They were poorer than us. They lack 90% of the resources that we have, but they're twice our size in terms of population and 1/15 our size in terms of the size of their land. Yet still, in 25 years, they became a first world nation, and after 80 years, we're still trying to figure it out. Their crime rate is 0.25% per 100,000, or is 45 per 100,000. If you look at the statistics, it just doesn't make sense.
So what is your solution for the crime?
One,
Seeing
yes.
that is not the uneducated that is committing the crime. No, it's committing the crime.
So my solution is first you have to understand the source of the crime problem. The source of the crime problem are those who currently run our country. They started it. Prior to them, if you look back at Jamaica's history, prior to the time when they started bringing in guns into the country and giving it to our young men and creating garrison communities and giving dons government contracts, they created the monster. Now, can you trust the fox to guard the hen house?
But they are not the leaders today. And the leaders today are trying to turn it from that.
Okay.
But the problem has escalated where it's not the one that is not educated, the one that is doesn't have any job, that is creating the crime. No, the crime is being created by the highly educated.
The reason why you have
students.
government, right? The goal of government is to keep us safe. So clearly they can't do it. Whether they're going to blame the baby, the middle age, or the old, the educated or the uneducated, the problem is those who we have elected, they have failed to provide security. They have failed to provide the things we need.
How are you going to?
So the bottom line is, I can do it, but the bottom line is, you have to understand, if you keep giving those who have failed more time to fail, it's not going to get any better. So since you have no history, you have 80 years of one set of people, so you have three options before you. A, don't vote, which means you leave the same problem in place. B, vote for one of the two, which means you get more of the same since they've given you 80 years of data to look at. Or three, C, you try something different. Now, in your life, I'm sure when you try something long enough and it isn't working, what do? You try something different. You don't keep doing the same thing over and over.
What are you going to do to stay?
There's a number of things we can do. I just don't have enough time, but let me tell you quickly one of them. We have a policy that says every child that leaves high school, every single child, if they're not going on to post-secondary studies, they must be placed into an internship program where they're fully employed and being paid to learn on-the-job skills so that they can develop the kind of ethics you need for them to be good men and women. That's number one. Number two, you have to have a workfare program where every adult who's past the age of being a young person is placed into, if they want government services like the PATH program or whatever, don't just give their children the money or give them the money. Give them a work and tie that work to what they're giving to the children. That's number two. Number three, you have to change the police from a force to a police service, where the police become a part of your social work program in the communities. So the parents know them, the children know them, they grow up with them, they're a part of their lives. So you don't try to fix the problem after the horse has gone through the gate. They get the police to be a part of this community, know the family, meet with the family, work with the family, and build a rapport between authority and the children. Go to the school, they're part of it. They have the school, the home, the church, the police as one social work unit with the parents to give our children a better chance to succeed. Those are just a few. There are others. One of the biggest problems we have in Jamaica is that the regulations are designed to stifle small business and stifle the small man while it protects the big man and the big businesses. That has killed Jamaica over the years. We have to reverse that. We have to have laws and policies that give the small man greater access to financial capital, easier time to build and grow his business, to start and grow his business, more access to after-school training, meaning you leave school now, you leave college, but you need to absolutely have somewhere that is actually training you to be an effective entrepreneur, and that's what I'll do.